My name is Lawler Rogers from Newark, Delaware. And prior to CCTG, I spent roughly 26 total years in sales and sales management. The first portion of that was with Morgan Stanley Dean Witter, where I spent roughly 4 years before the market decided to take a little bit of a turn as a stockbroker. Moved from Morgan Stanley into a pharmaceutical career, which started as a salesperson, then moved into sales management. Did that for roughly 14 years, and then I moved into capital equipment sales with two different global companies that now serve the U.S. marketplace, both in a sales role as well as a sales management role. In thinking about the most recent deal that we've been able to do at Rockfish Funding, which really is the premier deal that we've done here in 2015, is a commercial real estate refinance deal that we did with Value Express, which is one of the lenders that CCTG will introduce you to. It was a conduit loan worth about $14 million on two separate properties. And this deal took us roughly 8 months from start to finish to be able to consummate this particular deal. But it really provided a strong litmus test for what CCTG was able to offer in terms of resources and being able to provide the community refinancing and funding options. The total revenue on that deal was roughly $105,000. Once we were paid all of our fees, Rockfish was able to net roughly $78,000 net income on that deal. So when you think about the commitment, financial commitment, the money you would have to pay to join the CCTG training compared to what the opportunities are, just that one deal was able to net me 3 times what I invested in my training at CCTG. As it relates to the other deals that we have currently in our pipeline, part of our strategy is to build our referral network and our independent contractor network. So we've begun really reaching out to referral partners and independent contractors that can help us build our pipeline for more opportunities. Having said that, because we just recently closed a deal for $14 million with 2 separate properties by networking with a local commercial property manager, that particular property manager has now been able to bring other property opportunities to us. And we've been able to build our pipeline through that, as well as the network that we're building with our referral network. Right now, we probably have $20 to $22 million in our pipeline. Most recently, as a matter of fact, today at 3:30, we're going to have a conference call with the CEO of an electrical company out of Washington, D.C., where they're looking to borrow $4.5 million under a contract finance opportunity. So we're building our pipeline slowly but surely, but it's looking good to this point. So when I think about why I was considering another career path, I have to take that back to my career in medical device sales. I spent the last 4 years of my medical device sales career with 2 companies. One company for 2.5 years, another company for 2.5 years, both of whom, because of restructurings, offered me severance packages. So when you think about stability for the balance of your career, to me, it was a very clear signal that I needed to look at some other opportunities where I could apply my skill set. And so having an entrepreneurial mindset, knowing that I've always kind of wanted to go into business for myself, I just started looking around. I'm not really sure how on the internet I bumped into the CCTG website. I can't really tell you what source I went through to get there. But once I got there and looking at what the package was, what they had to offer, and what some of the prior graduates were saying on the testimonials, it just seemed like a very genuine opportunity, something that fit my skill set that I was comfortable doing, not only based on what it cost to do it, the timeline for the training, and also the skill set necessary to go out and execute some of the things that they were talking about, just seemed very appealing to me. So I went through the CCTG training last October of 2014. So when I think back on what my strategy was for entering the class, it wasn't necessarily to go full time into another full time career. It was really a way for me to wean myself off of my current career while slowly building another proprietary opportunity, which is Rockfish Funding, our company. And when I think about what CCTG has afforded me and my business and my family since the training, it's opportunity. For that person that does have an entrepreneurial mindset, when it comes to businesses being able to grow their businesses, it's all about resources. When you look at commercial real estate property managers, when you look at independent contractors or referral partners, they all want to know what your resources are. CCTG provides a tremendous amount of resources for those people who are creative enough and persistent enough to execute on their strategies. Yeah, so one of the big things for me in looking at a future opportunity, especially with CCTG, was what level of support was I going to get as a new business owner, both from a resources standpoint, but also from the standpoint of support in terms of when I need to find out where to take a deal. Is somebody going to pick up the phone? Give me a call back and give me the right guidance on that. When I have questions about my website in terms of certain marketing strategies we may have or certain changes I may want to make to the website, whether it be updates or otherwise, is somebody going to take my call and be responsive to those needs? And CCTG absolutely offers that. John Constantino and Chris have been great, both individually and collectively, in terms of answering phone calls, providing guidance, and based on certain opportunities that I've had, pointing me in the right direction, whether it's with their own proprietary resources or the resources that they provide with other banking institutions. In much the same way, as it relates to your internet and your marketing resources, it's extremely important when you're growing a new business. Alex has been tremendous as it relates to answering phone calls, giving feedback, and providing guidance for the optics necessary for your business to appear the way it should on the internet. When I think about how the lenders are to work with that we've worked with in the past 10 months, I have to say they've been very responsive. There are a ton of resources that CCTG will provide graduates in terms of lenders who specialize in certain areas of commercial business, whether it be working capital, commercial real estate, investment properties, contract finance, whatever the case may be. It's really up to the graduate to determine what strategy they want to pursue and essentially what lenders they want to work with based on the opportunities that they may have based on their current book of business and what they're willing to develop. For Rockfish Funding, we've decided to pursue a strategy in commercial real estate. And so we work with several lenders, both on the CMBS side as well as the smaller investment side, that have been extremely responsive, both in giving us feedback and also in terms of really wanting to get the deals done and making the deals that we've submitted from Rockfish Funding their priority. So I'd have to say the level of responsiveness and resources that the lenders provide is just what Chris and John say that they're going to be. As a graduate of CCTG, prior to leaving training, the marketing team will sit with the entire group and then you individually to find out what strategies initially you think you want to pursue. So that is everything from the ideas around what your website might look like, what the name of your company may be. They'll go through several options about that piece of it, the whole website part of it, and then also your strategies. And so what I found to be very strong as it relates to those resources is they stick with you through the whole time from start to finish. So they were able to they helped me with the name of my company. We went through probably several different ideas around, what my personal hobbies were, what I wanted the strategy for my business to be, and they actually helped me develop the name of my business, as well as putting together a very functional website to promote my business, and then also to help with the strategies necessary on the internet to execute those strategies. So I find the marketing group to be extremely responsive. This isn't just me drinking the Kool-Aid. It's really my experience that these guys want to see your business be very successful. And it's up to you. They'll help you as much as you want to be helped. The more you ask for, in my experience, the more they will do to help your efforts. When I think about where I was just over a year ago and knowing I was at a career crossroads and having to make another decision about what I'm going to do for the rest of my career, and whether or not having been through the CCTG training now for about a year, whether or not I would recommend this to somebody else, I would absolutely recommend CCTG to someone who was in the position that I was in. I have a very entrepreneurial mindset. I have a sales acumen. I have a work ethic. I want to work hard. I want to build a business. I'm able to network with other professionals. And so for those types of people, I would absolutely recommend CCTG. When I think about the pipeline of opportunities we have at Rockfish Funding, it's probably somewhere between 20 and 25 million at this point. And one of the things that CCTG teaches you is that one successfully executed opportunity will beget another and another and another. Meaning, once you have a client that you performed for, it's that much easier to generate more business. And that's been the case. We just closed a $14 million deal earlier this month, which netted us six-figure income, grossed us a six-figure income. But because of that successfully executed deal, we probably have another $20 million worth of opportunities with just that referral partner. And I just brought on a couple of other referral partners in other areas where, as an example, today I have a conference call at 3:30 today to discuss a $4.5 million line of credit for somebody who's looking for some contract financing. So their teachings actually come to fruition if you execute them properly. And because of that, we're able to build our pipeline accordingly.